You are worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for you created all things, and by your will they exist and were created.
Glory created the heavens, peace that are in there for your name. All that you have made is by your hand, it's by your word. All things fall at your feet. Spirit of God lives in me. Let my aim be what I see. Be what I see. Oh, what I see.
Well, welcome to Created Outdoors. We're excited to have you guys watch our show, and this is our first episode. So we're super happy and super excited about all the good things that we have going on here. You know, in the beginning, I was part of another nationally televised TV hunting show and was blessed to have some awesome harvests and make a pretty good name for myself in the outdoor industry. We are a faith-based hunting show, and we are proud to share the gospel with everybody that views our show. Well, we are going to take you guys to Kansas and then to Ohio on some good hunts that we had last year when we were part of the other show. This is some footage that you guys don't want to miss. All right, we're rolling. We're on our way to Kansas to meet up with Caleb and Nicole Shanky at K&S Outfitters, and we've seen some good action. Saw some deer checking scrapes on the side of the road on the way down. And I think it's going to be good. You know, they're going to start getting in their patterns here of looking for their mates, looking for some girlfriends, and hopefully we can cut them off and kill one. So let's see what happens. Well, we got here, we're fixing to eat some dinner and unpack the truck and just get relaxed and get ready for the morning's hunt. Well, hey, we just got to our hunting spot. We're parked in the field. It's 97 degrees outside. We're walking through this big brushy field, crossing a creek. There's copperheads swimming in the creek. And we're down on this big draw on the edge of a soybean field, and it's early season whitetail action. I didn't put my safety harness on. All right, we're in Kansas. It's my first day in the stand of 2015, and we are pumped. We're on the edge of a bean field. We got an awesome looking CRP field back here. We got some real high winds, so we're going to batten down the hatches and watch for tornadoes and hopefully kill a good buck. It's not about killing deer, it's about killing, being the predator. If that coyote comes in here, we're gonna smash him.
We have been trusted on some of the most significant projects around the world. And now we're in the heartland of America. Our products dig deep, lift more, and stack higher with a warranty you can depend on. Soon you'll realize that trusting our quality changes the world. Check our website for a dealer near you.
I'm the reason.
I'm the reason.
I'm the reason.
I'm the reason.
This segment of Created Outdoors is brought to you by Vanderveer Chevrolet. Buy smart, leave happy.
I just named him. That's Herman. Herman is safe in the creek. Who let the dogs out? Well, it's our first night in the tree. 6 does, a little dinker buck. Somebody let the dogs out. 'Cause I ain't never heard so many coyotes in my life. I will never complain about the coyote problem in Ohio. They got them here. Let's pack up our stuff and head to the house.
So we have a specific deer that we're after. You know, we lower the bow down. Out in the corner of the bean field, there he stands. But we can't hunt him tomorrow because the wind's bad.
Hey, you know what? It's past legal shooting time. We couldn't kill him anyway, so... He's a nice buck, though.
Hey, it's the following morning. We wake up, we look at our map, and it's telling us the wind is the exact same as it was yesterday. By chance? No. God created this opportunity for us to go in and chase this deer. So we go back in. Again, it's hot, 97 degrees. We get everything set back up in the tree, the cameras, the GoPros, the ozonics, everything, and we're sweating. It's smoking hot.
Well, it's day 2 here in Kansas. We saw a real nice buck last night at 7:20, just after legal shooting light. And we're hoping he comes in a little earlier to see what his girlfriends are doing, so let's see what happens.
While we're sitting there, we're watching deer jump around in the creek. We have a couple does that are wandering around us. My ears pick up movement in the bush. I look down, here comes the old wily coyote, so guess what? We give him a headache.
Coyote therapy, baby. That's fun. There's deer in the creek. There's deer crossing the creek, a bunch of them. A whole bunch of deer. A whole bunch of them. They're gonna come out the same place they did yesterday.
So I look at the cameraman, we're having a good time. Deer movement's pretty good for 97 degree day. And I look at the camera guy and I say, hey, JC, When it's hot like this and it's early season, these deer are still trying to establish their core areas. I said it doesn't hurt to give a grunt every once in a while. I reach up and grab the dual game call. I hit it once, hang it back up on the hook, and as I look down the edge of the field, guess who steps out?
Dude, shoot her. Shoot her.
For sales and service you can count on, choose Vanderveer Chevrolet.
Preparation is vital to success. But what is vital to preparation? For hunters, it's a high-quality, reliable target. That is why, at Walk On Archery, we have spent hours honing our skills and perfecting our methods to help you perfect yours. From practice to play, and from play to the stand, we're with you every step of the way. Because we don't just make targets, we make better hunters.
This segment of Created Outdoors is brought to you by Renewable Lubricants.
Dude, shoot her. Shoot her. We just smoked that dude. Woo! We just smoked that sucker. Oh, coyote and a buck in the same spot on the same night. God is so good, dude.
All right, so we watch the arrow come off and it connects with this deer. He's just spilling the blood. He's cutting across the field. He turns, comes back around, and falls over within arm's reach of the coyote. What an awesome night in the woods, and it was my biggest whitetail harvest ever.
Dude, I'm leaving my stuff in the tree. I want to go see what this deer looks like before it gets dark. Let's roll. Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is my biggest buck ever. Look at that, dude. Oh, I am tickled to death. You know, there's nothing like having that memory of when you walk up on a whitetail that you've harvested. You know, the unique characteristics of that animal, the created moment that you have from when you let that arrow go, and the memories that you have with a friend that's filming a hunt for you. You know, when I walked up on that deer, he was so big that I thought he was only in the 140-inch class deer. When I walked up on him, saw how big his body was, I realized that I shot a giant. I used that 30-06 sight and it lit him up like a Christmas tree too. Look at the brow tines on that deer. This is what Kansas is all about, folks. Look at that deer.
Your bow is your weapon. A tool that should be as rugged as you are. Built for protection. Engineered for endurance. Designed for extremes. Let the archery revolution begin.
We have been trusted on some of the most significant projects around the world. And now we're in the heartland of America. Our products dig deep, lift more, and stack higher with a warranty you can depend on. Soon you'll realize that trusting our quality changes the world. Check our website for a dealer near you. This segment of Created Outdoors is brought to you by Steady Form. Shoot with confidence.
All right, so we roll out of Kansas. We're heading back home. We get to spend a couple weeks home with my wife. And after 2 evenings of hunting in Kansas and harvesting the best deer ever, we're back at it in Ohio. So we show up to meet Scott, Nice, and Tim at Triple T Outfitters. And they show us the bucks that they've harvested, the properties that they manage, and they have some absolute giant deer. They put us on a piece of property, they cut us loose. We're trying to figure out the whitetails.
Steve's comfortable, ain't it? Well, it's our first morning in the woods here in Ohio. It's absolutely beautiful. It's about 40 degrees. There's some good bucks on this farm. Hopefully one comes cruising by. We'll have to see what happens.
So it's first morning in the stand. We have an encounter with a small little buck. It's just not happening. It's early, the weather's warm. There's a front pushing through because of the hurricane. And we have to pack up. We have to leave to go to a meeting at 30-06 Outdoors. And a lot of conviction, a lot of things that were discussed in this meeting. I come out of the meeting and I tell Scott, you know, I'm really struggling. My heart's really heavy. I think I'm gonna go home. And Scott looks at me and says, brother, it's meatloaf night at my house, and you're not missing meatloaf night. So I says, okay, I'm eating meatloaf. He says, why don't you go hunt the condo behind my house? I have 9 acres, food plots all over the place. You'll see a lot of deer, and you won't have to worry about the weather conditions. So, hey, somebody offers me a spot to hunt, we're going. Well, it's Tuesday afternoon, it's rainy and dreary. we're gonna head back to Scott's blind back here, and he's got a whole bunch of does coming in, so we're just gonna try to get out of the weather. Nasty out there raining. It's not raining here. Call this high and dry. All right, so we show up at Scott's, we walk back to the condo, and we get set up. It's raining sideways. It's absolutely horrible out, the hurricane conditions, and I'm thinking to myself, the deer movement is gonna be probably next to nothing. We're not in the stand for 15 minutes, and here comes a group of does ready to come to the feed pile. Absolutely awesome. But all of a sudden these deer spook and they all run off, and I'm wondering, what the heck's going on, a coyote or something? What the heck? All the does just ran off. Dude, the big shooter. Big shooter, big shooter. Man, you're gonna have to crack that window. Crack that window. That's good, that's good, that's good. So at 40 yards is what we had this deer ranged at, and watching the arrow come off the bow in slow motion, you know, your heart starts pumping, and as a hunter you always want to go, did I get him? We review the footage and we're blown away that we heart shoot this deer at 40 yards. Dude, we gotta call Scott.
There's hair. I'll take your. I didn't never get you the barn. Right here, Scotty does. Scotty, right here. I need this trail here. All right, come over here. There's all kind of blood, man. Over here, come on. I'm not gonna touch you, dude. Oh, dude. Man, I'm about ready to cry. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness,
Good
dude.
girl.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Can I? Brother.
Oh my goodness.
What a stud.
That deer didn't go 40 yards. And it was one of the most emotional recoveries on a deer that I've ever harvested. Good God, yeah! Look at that giant! Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Well, 2015 on film looked great. Emotionally, there was a lot of big changes, and God was really tugging on my heart. He was really starting to cast a big vision for me with Created Outdoors, and just really speaking about the ministry and a show that would really reflect on the kingdom. And that's how Created Outdoors started.
Yeah. Sarah, come on, man.
Look at that, dude.
What a giant. I mean, look at that.